My name is Seneca. Welcome to my casual YouTube channel. This is where I talk absolutely anything casual or monumental in relation to life. And today it just happens to be the idea that happiness doesn't really come easy as an adult. And I was thinking about this in relation to so many things, like my own happiness and like what's fed into that, what are the circumstances that have shaped my happiness, but also the ideas that a lot of people know in relation to happiness. Like the thought that money doesn't buy happiness is so interesting. I personally believe that money does buy happiness, but it's short-term happiness. It doesn't buy long-term, everlasting happiness. And it also provides like a cushion for you to figure out what makes you happy for the long term. So yes, money does buy happiness for the most part, but it doesn't mean that like people with money can't be unhappy. I think that happiness doesn't come easy as an adult because, and this is kind of a catch-22, because everything is a choice. And most of the time as an adult, you're trying to figure out how to progress your physical, mental, and spiritual life. And same with the idea of money, but doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't give you the roadmap for you to figure out specifically what makes you as a person spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically fulfilled, you know? A lot of what happiness is just trying to figure out, you know, what makes me happy? Who makes me happy? What's my work-life balance? You know? And choosing how to split that time up is really time-consuming. And a lot of it is trial and error. And most of it's error. Unfortunately, the journey to happiness is mostly filled with error. I feel like in the time of my life right now, I'm just the happiest that I've ever been. Not because my life circumstances have all managed to be like, oh, like my job is going good, my husband loves me and he shows it every single day. Oh, like the place where I live is amazing and nothing ever goes wrong. But I'm the happiest I've ever been because I've made the active choice to fight for happiness. And as much as sometimes that's draining, like it is draining to fight for happiness, I am just so happy. Like, okay, let's just run through like spiritually, mentally, physically. Let me start with physically. Physically, knowing I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is hormone imbalance, which means my hormones fluctuate, which means my mood swings, I have mood swings, that like shouldn't make me happy. Like I'm not happy about having PCOS, but I'm happy about the knowledge. And the knowledge of having PCOS has made me want to get a nutritionist so I can fix my diet, which will then regulate my hormones along with the things that I'm taking that'll regulate my hormones. Spiritually, I'm happy that I can take control of my life and realize that I am in control of my happiness, in control of my circumstances, and in control of when unfortunate things happen to me. How am I going to manage that? And then mentally is a mix of those two. Like, how do I combat spiritual unfulfillment with like physical unfulfillment as well? And I'm just so happy with like the way that I live my life. I am happy that I have a husband who loves me. I'm happy that I'm mentally strong. I'm happy that I have a career. I'm happy that I have a job. I don't know if it's a career when you're not even a year into it. I'm happy that I have a job that makes me feel safe and respected and validated, and like provides for me and my family financially. I'm grateful that I can even sit and feel like I'm stable in my life, you know? Not everybody gets to say that they are like grateful for the life that they live, and I am incredibly grateful. And just I feel like I'm living in so much abundance that I didn't feel like I was living in as a child. I think that a lot of people have trouble getting into adulthood because, you know, like your child is mapped out for you, and a lot of people had like great childhoods, and then they try to, and now as an adult they're like, oh my god, how do I do this? Like, I went from going from a childhood that I loved and like having no issues to now having issues as an adult and trying to figure it out on my own. As a child, I was not well. Like, I was anxious all the time because I didn't have stability. I was heavily emotional. And now, like, I can take control of all my circumstances and choose happiness and fight for happiness and just enjoy the control I have over my life. And I hope that you can too. I hope whoever you are, you're watching and you are able to take control of your autonomy. I know that not everybody can, but I hope that you are able to be in control of your life and choices, and that they manifest into you being the happiest you've ever been.